I'm Susan Costello, and I'm the CEO of Eyra, and I started the company actually quite a long time ago now, which was 2016. I have a background in brand and marketing, and I've been working on that side of things for about 30 years in client services. I reached the age of about 50 and thought I wanted to do something different, but wasn't sure what. But then had an idea for a business that turned out to be Eyra. The idea for Eyra came about because my sister and I went looking for a cup with two handles for our mother. And Mum had very shaky hands, and so she couldn't hold a teacup in her hand without spilling the tea. So she'd been in hospital, I remember, and they'd given her something which was a plastic thing, which actually was useful. It had two handles on it. They were sort of like paddles. But she hated using it. She absolutely hated it, and she's always had an interest in, a love of ceramics, and you know, she just felt just like a second-class citizen using it. And so Anne and I went looking for something. I was shocked, actually. I was really shocked that there was so many badly designed and badly made products in this category. This was an area that hadn't sort of been turned over by the brand consultants. It had been left behind, actually. So I got sort of interested in doing something about it. The difference with Eyra products is that we put as much effort and time and care into what they look like, what they're made out of, as what they do. There's also a stigma around using these products, and although we'd like to change that, we'd like to push against ageism. The reality is that that's probably not going to happen that quickly. So we're sort of leaning into the aesthetic side of things and making desirable products that people want to use. We look at them from a preventing injury point of view. The utensils, for example, they have this handle that allows you to keep the wrist in a neutral position. It's designed so that you can hold it with many different grip types, and also it's non-slip, so you don't need to sort of a tight grip. And the idea is that you're protecting your hands, so you're not putting too much strain on them, and you're looking after them basically. Similarly with, say, the pet feeder, you know, you're not sort of bending down to pick something up and potentially falling over. You know, you're able to pick something up from the floor with the long handle. Or the chopping board, which has a support guard. Again, you're protecting your hand from possibly being cut by the knife, or, you know, the item that you're chopping falling off the board. The idea is that with good design, you can basically put less strain on your joints and make things easier. I definitely don't think that what retailers need to do is to create a specialist area, because I think people will turn away from that. And our products are inclusive. What that means is that they're designed for everybody to use, and they've all been considered from the point of view of a person with, for example, arthritis, so they have this extra functionality, but they are for everybody, so they should be in the main area. But at the same time, maybe you could cleverly call them out as having this extra functionality by, for example, putting them in a wellness. My advice to designers would be to think about obviously the functionality is really important. So how can this thing make it easier to use, or put less strain on people's wrists, or whatever it is that the product is designed to do. But also, how can it be gorgeous? You know, how can it be something that people look at and they go, oh God, I really want one of those. Something that they can show to their friends and say, look what I've got, you know, rather than hide away in a drawer because it looks, you know, odd, or as if it represents a failing. So I think it's a slight twist. It's not too much, but it's just about, you know, creating something beautiful. You don't decide, you know, when you reach a certain age that you're not interested in things of beauty and quality, you maintain your tastes as you go through your life, and in fact you become more like yourself, and products, you know, that represent that, I think will hit the mark really.